I'm going to bring in our national security expert, J.J. Green, tonight to walk us through these latest international developments. J.J., I want to start with the Khashoggi case. And new today, as we just said, the Biden administration has now put forth these sanctions and also targeting Saudi citizens. But what he didn't do was include the prince in these sanctions. What is the takeaway, the significance of that development tonight?
That they're putting him on notice, Marnie. This is the leader in waiting of a country that essentially authorized the killing of a person who was living in the U.S., a person who's a legal resident here who worked for an American company, and he gave the go order to kill that person. And by issuing sanctions on people around him, they're letting him know that we're watching you, and they're letting him know as well that this isn't over. There may be some consequences yet for you. But what they really want to do is let the rest of the world know that they are not going to tolerate this kind of thing, as in some cases it seemed to have been tolerated in years past. The Saudi government recognized a long time ago that this was a problem, but they didn't know how the Biden administration was going to react. Now they do.
And I want to talk to you about this Syrian strike. There's a lot of disagreement about what we saw over the last 24 hours. Some are saying in Syria that this was necessary to send a message to Iran. Others are saying it will further divide and cause terrorists to gain even further ground. What is the strategy here, and what will the impact be on this latest military action by the U.S.?
Well, this was a tap on the shoulder of Iran saying, hey, we're here. You know, it's kind of like a scenario where you're going into a negotiation with a bully. You know the bully's going to try to take your lunch when you go to school every day. If you give that bully your lunch every day, the bully has no impetus to stop it. In this particular case, Iran and its proxies have been launching these attacks for a while against U.S. assets and U.S. military personnel for a while, and nothing had been done to stop them. But in this particular case, what the U.S. government is doing is saying, look, Iran, we know what you're doing, and you need to cut it out. Also, we know that you need sanctions relief. We also know that you want to make a deal with us when it comes to the nuclear situation, because we can be a serious problem for you. So this was a tap on the shoulder to let them know they need to cut it out and that their proxies need to stand down.
JJ, the situation in Nigeria is truly heartbreaking, and we've seen it happen before. Of course, Boko Haram in 2014, when hundreds of girls were taken from their school and their family. Now we've got 317 girls that were taken from their school in the middle of the night by gunmen. The Amnesty International today has called the abduction a serious violation of international humanitarian law. What happens next? Because what we know from the past is many of these children have never been found or returned to their families.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, Marnie. In this particular case, there are those who think that this may be a part of a money-making operation, because something similar to this happened to about 340 students in December. All of them were released. And as you mentioned a little earlier in the lead up to this, this has been a scenario that they've used, these groups of armed men have used to try to either get money or to secure the release of people that are part of their organization that have been taken into custody. But at the end of the day, these are children. And at the end of the day, we should remember as well that a number of those girls who were part of that group in April of 2014 that were kidnapped never got back home. And that's always the case with these situations. Some of these people never end up making it back home. And that's why it's such a horrific thing. And I think this is a part of the reason why President Buhari in Nigeria has made a pledge to try to do everything they can to get all of these children back and maybe send a message to these groups in the process. It's not clear what they're going to do, but that's the situation as it stands.
And JJ, we are almost out of time, but is this not a call for the international community to get involved in these situations because they do continue to happen?
It is. The problem is how and, you know, under what circumstances do you get involved? You know, the U.S. has had some influence in that region, or at least had some influence in that region in previous years. And in fact, they would work with some governments, and this particular government maybe as well, to try to train the militaries to deal with this. But this may not be something that they can contain through that kind of activity. This may be something that the government of Nigeria has to deal with on its own.
Well, quite a few volatile and deadly international situations. JJ, as always, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.